Well, I've done a bit since last I was on the YouTube, and mainly I've been doing simple little things. I've got a book block here which I'm just building at the moment, and I've rounded and backed it. As you can see, it's rounded and backed, and I've got the end bands on, and I've got the mull on. I've still got to put a bit of paper along the back of the mull to level it off, and then I'm going to put some hollow backing in to give it a nicely rounded spine, and then I'm just going to put 2 boards on the side, and I'm going to do it in red Charisse paper, and this is the Bronze Age and the Celtic Whale by Harold Peake, which I've probably shown you a few times. I can't remember whether I have or not. And I've tried to do a bit of gilding on the back, which I don't know if you can see. I better go. Yeah, I don't know if you know about these cameras. You've got to set it right back to as far back as it'll go before you can get up to close-ups. If you don't do that, it goes out of focus and you can never get it in focus. I just found that out. I'm thick as 2 short planks. Yorkshireman strong in the arm and thick in the head. But anyway, the colouring on the back was a swine to put in. I had a bit of a problem because when I did this, before I backed it and rounded it, it looked level, but it wasn't level. I chopped it with my guillotine, but it still wasn't level. And when it comes to putting the gold on, although it might look okay in there, it isn't. And what I had to adopt is I got a Q-tip, which is a little stick with a bit of cotton on the end, and I dipped it into my inks, my printer's inks, which are bubble jet inks, into the yellow, and just gently went nearly dry, and then gently went across the bits what I'd missed, because there's no way you can fill it in, and anywhere where it looks a bit darker is where the ink is gone, because obviously the gold is shiny and the other isn't. I spent quite a long time doing it, but you've got to be really good at this, and I did say I would try it from the last thing where I do 4-edge painting, and what I class as 4-edge painting is rubbish really, but it's better than nothing. And the reason for this, everything in bookbinding's got a reason. The reason you put this on is to stop finger marks. So when you turn the book like this, it stops the finger marks going on it. Gold is the best. Gold leaf is the best. But they used to do like a thing on the top with a red, I think it was a red oxide or something, and then they'd put it on and then they'd burnish it with a bone folder or something, or you put it on with a bit of rag. You don't put it on with your finger or anything, you put it on with a bit of rag, touch it into the liquid or the powder or whatever, and then you rub it, and then you rub it and give it a burnish, and that will protect the top from dust and the sides from finger marks. There's a reason for everything in bookbinding. It's not just there for looks, it's there to preserve the book. What's inside the book is important. The reason I've done all this flash on it is because it's the Bronze Age and the Celtic World, and I felt I wanted to do something about the book, and I'm still making up my mind what sort of a back to put in on this at the moment. But it's really a little bit small to do rounding and backing on, but you should round and back every book if you can possibly take the time to make a good book. You've got to round and back it, and I can do the end bands, I can stitch them in, but I've done it a few times and I didn't see a point. There was no point to it because nobody gives a damn, and even though you can do it, I didn't get a lot of joy out of it. It isn't something I enjoy doing, so I just stopped doing it in the end. But if anybody wants to know how to do it, stitching in your own headbands, I can show you. It becomes integral to the part of the book then. You actually stitch into the bottom one here, into the holes, and then pass it through and then do loops, and you have I use little bits of basket bamboo, tiny bits of bamboo to wrap the cord around. But anyway, if anybody wants to know anything about that, I'll do it. There are better people than me that have shown how you do that. Anyway, that's my latest project. That's the one I'm fiddling with. I've spent a long time on this one, messing and trying to get things right, and I put a few pictures in and things like this, and I was quite pleased with it. Anyway, that's one thing. And the other thing is, I better get in a bit here. I've been making these books for quite a while now, but I got a thing called a Dymo. I think it's called a Dymo or something. I'll just go back and see if I can spot it for you. That's the wee beastie there. And what it is, it's a label printer. And this is it here. And when you actually get them, everything's complicated for me when I get it. And now I've got it, I can make it stand on its head. I can do anything I like with it. And the reason I got it was to do the flashy thing. When you make a book like this, it's the finishing product, like the gold on that makes the book finished, and the headbands and the leaf, the end papers and things like this, and doing headers and footers and things like that. That makes a book a book. And what I wanted was something like, because I'm now printing inside the book, I used to just do, I still haven't found any note paper. I can print it out, but it's not the same as having paper that doesn't move. And if people want to use a fountain pen, it's okay. It's if they use a fountain pen, bubble jet lines are not good. I mean, I can do them absolutely perfectly with a bubble jet now. But anyway, that's the front ends I've been putting on. And I've also put on, they're only little notebooks, I've also put on the back, with the Dymo label printer, this, which makes the book look finished. And these are quite quick to make. I mean, you can make several of these in a day. And I've got a stack here. They seem to go quickly. I can't make enough of these. They seem to go really quickly for some reason. And I think I've oversubscribed to one or two of them. I can't think. Some of them I ain't even done yet. That one I've done. And I've started to put them in my little boxes. I've got a little box. These are little boxes here, presentation boxes for the books, and I do the backs in the same thing. And somewhere I've got one that's finished. There's one there. That's got a label on the back which gives it a professional look to the book. And there the book's inside, and another one inside for the printers. I used to put they're too small, these, really, for a jam pot label. I use anything. And I've got it on the back. I've oversubscribed with this one. I put labels all over. That's the first one I did when I think I first got this, the Dymo. And I've been trying little things out on the front there to print on. That's the first fly sheet, and then it just goes into notebook. You can get it to start off. I use pucker pads, and I've just used my last one. These are the last. But I made 7 books, and a pucker pad of 400 pages will give you 7 books, and I think you get 5 for about £20. I think they're about, yes. I think you get about five pucker pads. So that's about 35 books you can make for 17 quid, which I don't suppose is bad. Of the correct type of paper, because this is fountain pen paper. It's very good. Anyway, I'll stop there. I've waffled on a bit about that. So it's just to show you I've done quite a few of these. I have been busy. I've been busy. And these are the bigger ones. These are the same kind of thing, except that they're bigger. That's all. They're just bigger. Same type of thing. And I've been doing a few books as well. And I've been lazy. I've just done a standard book format there, and this one I felt a bit cheated because I didn't do anything with this, and this is the book I should have done. This is the romance and the mystery and romance of alchemy, which is at the beginning of the first beginnings of medicine, proper medicine. I know they transmuted metal into gold and all that, or they tried. They were charlatans completely, but they were the first doctors. And this is, but all these things are from any text you see is either from Gutenberg. If it's in a format with headers and footers at the bottom, and it looks at big writing like this, it's from Gutenberg, because they do HTML files. And the other one is PDF files, which I don't like as much, but some of them are quite good. They print out quite well if you fiddle with them. And this is Caesar's Commentaries, part 1 and part 2, which I've done. Yeah, a few pictures in it and things like this. And I've been after this for ages, this Caesar's Commentaries. But it is a large mouthful, and it is in actual fact just one book, which is too big for me, so I split it into two. And I found it said other commentaries, and the other commentaries were the beginning was the Gallic Wars, which is fought in Gaul, and then the other one was the Civil Wars, which was fought after the Gallic Wars, obviously, with Pompey and things like that. And I've added a few pictures in it and to make it interesting, but it's not a bad little read. This has been transcribed by lots and lots of authors, and the one I've got here is Every Man's Library, and it was edited by Ernest Rees and translated by W.A. McDevitt. But there's loads of people that do translate. You get the one that you fancy, the person that writes it nicely. But this one has been written. He said in this he's written it verbatim, which means that he's written it exactly as it's been spoken, which is very, very difficult in Latin. But anyway, there we go. I can read that, and I'm quite intrigued with it. But well, that's what I've been doing. So I hope that interested somebody, or give somebody some interest in how you do what. And most of how you make these, I've actually got on the web. How you make all of these, they're on the web. So I'll stop there and oh yeah, just one more point. The Bronze Age in the Celtic world, I'm going to put a cover on the back of it. This is a cover for. It's going to be a hardback. So what I'm going to do is make a dust cover for the back of it with Fablon on and etc, etc, and that's the cover for it. And I've got to do a little bit of text that goes down the spine, and that'll be it. And I haven't done one for a book that's hollow backed. All the books I've done them for are the squared off ones like these with a square back, but a hollow back will be round. It will be rounded like this one. A little bit more work, but it makes your books interesting. There's lots of differences between books, and there's lots of little things you can do. But believe you me, when they say gilding is difficult, they really mean it. It really is. It's not something for the not initiated people, or the faint-hearted. There's so many things that you've got to learn that they don't tell you. and one day I'll probably make a thing about what you can do wrong, which is more than what you can do right. Anyway, I shall stop there. I'll stop waffling, and when I finish this, I'll make a little video to add on to the back of this probably, and then that'll probably finish it off. But these are for interest only. I would have been quite happy to see something like this when I started off, because I couldn't find on the net somewhere where the people had finished and they said, this is what you can do, now would you like to make one? And if you're interested, either I've got the formats on YouTube already, the videos, or if you want something it's not clear, I will make a video. I'm not very good at making videos, but I like to do just impromptu things, which are like these. I enjoy that, and I'm getting on a bit and I don't want to do too much and I'm getting lazy, but if you really want to know, I will actually go through it slowly. My videos are quite large, and the reason they're large is because bookbinding is more than just flashing off in 4 minutes to try and make a book, which is impossible. If you want to make something good, everything takes time. Anyway, I'll stop there and hope that's intrigued somebody. It's intrigued me. Well, I've put a few final stages on my book that I showed you earlier, and I'll just show you what I've done. I've just had it in the nipping press, and I've still got the bits of paper on it. I'll just move that out of the way. And I'll just take this off, because it should be dry now. There we are, I'll get rid of that. And what I did was I cut 2 pieces of card just above the size of the book, about 2mm all the way around, and I put it up to the heel on the rear of the book. You can see where I put it on the heel there. I call it the heel, I just forget the real names a bit. It's up against the headband anyway. And you can see the roundings gone in quite nicely. And this is 2mm board I've got. And I've got 2mm all the way around. And I can correct things later on, but it's looking pretty good at the minute. There's a little bit there I need to correct. That's not quite right. But what I did was, all I did was, the mull that's on the back that was hanging loose, I just put a bit of glue on it and then stuck it up. I put a piece of non-stick material underneath, which you saw me take out, and that's ready for backing now. And the other thing I've done, of course, is I've put a piece of what they call cartridge paper. This is a cartridge paper here. It's just thicker than ordinary paper, and it's got a little bit more body in, and it just filled up the back enough to take all the lumps and bumps out. And the better you are on this part now, the more care you take, the better the book will look, because this book is on view. That part of the book will be on view, and if this is any lumps or bumps or cracks or whatever in it, they will show. And what I'm going to do now, I've got this thing called Cardinal Card. It's medium hollow backing paper, and you get it from any good bookbinders. I go to Ratsford's, or there's a couple of other ones, well-known ones. And what you do is you cut off a piece the size of the thing. I've done one already, and you can see what happens if you're not very, very careful. You make little indentations in it. I don't know if you can see it on there, but that's something you don't want, and that will show up on the book. But I am putting another piece on. I'm putting another cover on the back of the book. I'm just going to use this to cover up everything up to both ends, like so, up to the headbands, not over the headbands, just up to the headbands. And then once I've glued that down, that should be quite good and flat, and it should take all the wrinkles out, hopefully. But this is special card for doing hollow backing, and then I'm going to do a hollow back, and once I've done the hollow back, I'm going to fit it onto the book paper, what I'm going to put on itself, and then put the ends in. So that's as far as I've got with that. It was just to show you what I had done. Most people don't actually show you this part, but it's just this. You get a very accurate what they call them then. There's a thing called a forming slager. I can't remember pronounce the word. I think it's Swedish or something. And what it does, you put it on and it measures whether you're out of line for each side. I have got one somewhere. I can't find it. I've shown it on one of my things, one of my earlier videos, and I was quite impressed with it. But I might use it just to do this and level everything off. And so that, when you see it next time, will probably be properly covered. So that's as far as I got. I'm taking my time on this one because I'm trying to make it a relatively well-made book. and the more effort you take with it, the better it will be. And once I've got these ends in, this will bow out obviously once I put the back on. I'm going to put some red cerise paper on, which is I can't show you at the moment because I haven't got it out, but anyway, I'll stop there and I shall continue. I've got loads about other. Oh yeah, the thing at the backing I was telling you about, the gold foil. This is I put gold foil on mine, and then I put a little stick on it and added a little bit of ink, printer's ink, yellow printer's ink, to fill in the gaps, because it wasn't level, and the gold will not adhere to anything that isn't level. It just can't. So I've filled in there, but apparently I didn't use glaze on this, and I should have done. And what glaze is, it's or glare I should say, not glaze, glare. I will call it glaze. It's egg white, and you put 3 parts water to 1 part egg white. So if you've got a drop of egg white, you'll need 3 drops of water. So if you've got half a pint of egg white, which is ridiculous, or an ounce of egg white, you need 3 ounces of water, and so on. And a few drops of vinegar. It does say put vinegar in as well, it stops it going off. And I've had it in the fridge now for a couple of weeks and it's still sort of fresh. And the thing that I've learnt was, I've got a piece of paper here, and I've got a line underneath it. I don't know if you can see the pencil line there, but I put a piece of glare on with I dipped it in egg white and water and the vinegar, and I just drew a straight line, and you can see the indentation on there where it went in. And actually what I should have done was just paint where I was going to do the lettering, not all of it. But anyway, it says in the book that there should be a shine where the glare has gone. If there's no shine, you've got to do it again. So you do it until you actually get it. Don't do too much, because otherwise it'll crack off and the gold paint will come off with it. It's just got to be right. It's so awkward, this. And the thing has got to have a surface wetness on it, with a dampness as well. It's got to be dry, but it's got to be damp. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, I am trying, and I'm just telling you what I've read out the book, but it seems really, really, really complicated, this thing. And there's things to do with using the grease off your forehead and a little rack to pick up the... Oh, it's out of this world. I know if you don't do the things, it doesn't stick properly. It just doesn't stick properly. Anyway, I'll stop there anyway. Well, I did say when I finished it I would add it onto the end of my little video, and I don't think I'll put this on YouTube. But I tried a few different techniques for this book. And this is the Bronze Age in the Celtic Whale by Harold Peake, and I've done what I said I'd do. I put a hardback on it, and I've also put a disc cover on the back. And I've told you about the gold that I put on the inside, and that's the back and the front of it. And I've done a little bit on the fly sheet on the inside, and then I've continued it onto the back. I just took that from the inside of the manuscript itself, which I got from... All of these came from, all these books come from Gutenberg on the net. You just put Gutenberg in and they come up with them, free books. And yeah, so it's behaving quite well. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. I'm trying to look at it and see if I can keep it in shot at the same time. The back, I rounded a thing in the back on that cerise paper, which is it's just paper. I haven't done anything special. I was thinking about going into leather, but leather's quite expensive for books. And I tried a different backing technique on this, which I won't go into at the minute. It's semi successful. It's not wholly successful, but it's semi-successful. I tried to treat this paper like leather, and it just wasn't having it. Anyway, so that's the dust cover, and that's the book now completed, and that finishes it off. If anybody wants to know how to make these, if it's not on my website, I will on YouTube, not my website. I haven't got a website, I've just got YouTube. I like YouTube, keeps me alive. And if anybody wants to know how you make these, or anything, questions, or anything you've got that you want to know about, I'm quite happy to talk all day. I'll talk all day about bookbinding. Yeah, so there she is, finished product. The Bronze Age. Yeah. Okay, I'll stop there then, and I think I'll call that a day. Well, the latest object today is I've done the books, and I thought I'd got everything ready, but I haven't. And I've been making, I'll just go and get them, because I have forgotten them. Yeah, sorry for that. I've been making notebooks, little notebooks, and I've been making these for a long time. But I started to put little pages in the front to set them off a little bit, and I've been putting labels on the back and things like this, which I use from the Dymo label maker, and I've been putting them into boxes, making little boxes. I'll just pull back a little bit. Yeah, I've been making little cases to put the books in, and I thought I'll try something different. I've been doing lots of them just to fill my time in, really. Yeah, I've got plenty of time to fill in, and yeah, and I've had a little bit of weight on them, and what I've been making is these covers. Notebook covers to give me a little bit of class, and I don't know what you think about them. I haven't got them exactly right, but I'm sort of getting there, and I've been designing pages, book pages, and I've been putting them on the screen. I'll just move my thing around to see if I can get you on the screen. My television. Oh. I should have really lined this up, but I should have had all this ready. What it is, it's a little program that I've got in the Roxy Home. What I'm doing, I'm sort of designing here. You can see this is a CD or a DVD case, and there's a centre part there, and you can put in what you want, and what you do, you add it to your DVD case, and it's designed exactly for a DVD case, but if you take the things up slightly, you move them up, I've been designing it, you tend to move them up slightly, like so, and get them lined up. You've then got to adjust to see I've moved these up here, and I put a couple of pictures in. You can change the pictures and everything. It's quite simple to use actually. I don't want to go into how you do this, but lots of the programs where they've got a thing that will make a CD case or a DVD case or a cover or a booklet or whatever, a booklet cover, they tend to be simple, and you can change the backs and you can change the pictures and you can change the text and you can do what you like and change it to whatever thing you want, and you send this to the front and that to the back, and it's quite really simple to use, it's nothing too technical, but what it does, it makes you a thing like so. I don't know if you can see that. I've got on there made out, and that's printed out. That's a printed out one, and I'll go back to my general arrangement now. Yeah, so, and all I've done then is cut them out and put a bit of Fablon on. It's just ordinary paper, it's just foolscap copy of paper I've printed it on, and then I put it on, and I've got a thing on the web for how you put Fablon on a book, how I put Fablon on a book, without it going over the back end and things. And then I just put it onto the back of the book like so, and I'm a little bit short on the flaps, that's all. I'd like the flaps to be a bit longer, but I suppose I'd have to use a bit longer bit of paper, or add a bit of, I'd have to add a piece on. I've only got about an inch around the corners, but it seems to work quite well. I don't know how anybody feels about that. It's not too grand, but it's better than nothing. If you want to protect the book and give it a bit of classy look, I think it gives it a bit of a classy look, but that's just me. And I've just done two. This is a green back on it, and that's got a red back on the book, but they're exactly the same. And yeah, so that's my latest project I've been doing, and I don't know if anybody's interested in doing any of that kind of thing. I might add a couple of things and put it on the YouTube, but they're quite easy to make. I suppose you could make them just in a paint program if you wanted to. You could just do it and print the page out, and then do it ordinary, turn the text on its side, and etc, etc. I use a Paint Shop Pro 7, and I can do wonderful things in that, and the thing's so out of date it's creaking, it's ridiculous. But I haven't got Paint Shop Pro Photoshop and things like this, and I probably couldn't use them if I had them. Anyway, I'm going to make a few more. I'll make a few more backs, and if they're not wanted, you can always take them off. They don't cost much. They don't cost much to make or anything like that. I might change the colours, and I've got a couple of books on there, old-fashioned books in the pictures there, and on the back I've got a bit of cotton or string hanging down and a set of old books. I suppose you can put in what you like. You can put a picture in there of whoever or whatever. But that Dymo, the Dymo label printer gives you a bit of class, and it prints out a label, any kind of label you want. Like, it's sort of thing it prints is like that. And I've got my finger over it because it's got my address on, just in case I put it on YouTube. But I mean, you just go into Dymo and you print it out, and it will print. I'll show you a shot of the Dymo. I don't know. I'll see if I can go. Yeah, I'll just move the books out of the way. Take it, get a bit of. Yeah, that's it there, and it's got a lid on it, and you put the labels in. And I think I bought 5,000 labels for about 17 quid. I think it was a great big box of them. And they come in rolls like this, and you just stick them in. And I've got all different sizes of rolls. You change them over, and there's different Dymos that you can get where you can put 2 rolls in together, one at either side, and then change it over if you want, and things like this. But I'm quite enamoured with this. I'm not telling you about the Dymo because there's loads of people have gone on about it. Yeah, that takes it back, and the other one takes it forward. And that one takes it forward, yeah. So that's how it works. And I've got so many it doesn't matter anyway. And it's a thermal printer. It's not a bubble jet, so you can put it out in the rain if you want, and it still won't come off. I think it's affected by light. Light affects it. It affects the paper. The paper goes dark. I haven't done it. I'm going to put one outside and see what happens in bright sunlight, or leave it on the window ledge and see if sunlight affects it. And yeah, so there we are. That's what I've been doing. And I shall stop there, and I don't know if that's been any use to anybody, give you some ideas or something. I wish somebody would give me some ideas. I'm getting a bit stale now. I've done everything I wanted to do. I've put dust covers on small books, B6 books and A5 books. I haven't gone to A4 books because they're a bit big, and they get expensive when you start putting covers on them, and I haven't made any anyway. So I'm only on to A5 sizes. Anyway, I'll stop there. So this is all made. It always amazes me how you make these with just bits of paper and Fablon and a bit of string and a bit of glue. It's amazing. Anyway, I'll stop there, and hope it's been some benefit to somebody.